All right, hello everybody. So today we're going to be doing another APE lesson. I have a couple things before we start I want to show. So today we're going to be doing frisbee and beanbag toss as part of our activities. So, if you have a beanbag at home, you could use stuffed animals full of beans like Beanie Babies or whatever you have that kind of will work as a soft toss. If you don't have anything like that, you can make one with a Ziploc bag, find some sand, tape it up, and use that to soft toss, okay? And then the other thing we're gonna do is a little frisbee throwing. So if you don't have a frisbee at home, you can make one with a paper plate, okay? So with the paper plate, you can tape the outside, you can take 3 or 4 of them, and then you can have your kiddo design the frisbee. It makes it kind of cool for them to use their own designed frisbee. So this one was done by Giselle, 5-year-old, and she really enjoyed making that. And when we go to do frisbee, we can use this as our example, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is warm up. I know it gets pretty repetitive, but we like to keep a nice solid routine, okay? So this video is gonna be for a few students. We're gonna go really slow in this video. I know I went kind of fast in the last one I sent, so I'm going to try to go a little slower, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is jogging, okay? So when we jog, we want to make sure our arms are pumping. So some of our kiddos, will kind of jog like this. Try to get their arms moving a little bit, and you might have to do hand over hand for that, get them feeling that movement, and then, start to use less and less physical prompts so they can do it on their own, okay? So any space you have, you can go in circles, you can go down and back. I use 2 small cones to mark where I'm gonna jog. Okay, so we're gonna start with a nice little light jog down and back. Ready, go. All right, very good. And now let's do a little bit of skipping. Okay, when we skip, if the student doesn't know how to skip, then you can start with marching. Okay, and that's kind of the first steps to skipping is marching. And once they get the marching down, you can do a step, hop, step, hop, step, hop, step, hop. Okay, and this one is probably gonna be pretty difficult for the kiddos watching this video. So just go real slow, okay? And if you have to, hold their leg for a step, pull their leg up, and then tell them to hop, all right? A lot of physical prompting, that's totally fine. And if they don't get it, that's totally okay too. You can start with galloping as well. So galloping might be a little easier for some of them with either the right or left foot forward, okay? And the other foot comes to the heel, and then you do a little jump, okay? Gallop all the way down, or skip all the way down. And same thing back. You can switch feet. Okay? So for that one, we're either skipping or galloping. We'll do that one more time. All right, ready? Here we go. I'll skip the step hop, or you can march. So I'll march back, get those knees up high. Okay, and the next one we're gonna do is walking backwards. So a lot of the students enjoy this, puts a smile on their face to walk backwards. Just make sure that they're not really leaning back because we don't want anyone to fall down. So stay on your toes, lean forward, just like we talked about last time, and we're just gonna walk backwards. And if they can use those arms, have them use their arms. Back, back, back. Okay, good. All right, so let's do one more, and for this one, let's have the student decide what they want to do. So maybe have them go out there and say what they want to do. If they want to jog, walk, if they want to power walk, whatever they want to do. Okay, so I'll pick mine, and you guys go ahead and pick yours. Ready? Go ahead. All right. So I did hopping. Hopefully you guys did something that we usually do in warm-ups. So the next thing we're gonna do our exercises, okay? And now I know these can be kind of tough. Today we're just gonna do hand slap push-ups and sit-ups, okay? Those are the easier ones for kiddos watching this to do. Okay, so for sit-ups, remember, you're gonna go on your butt, you're gonna bend your knees, and then you're gonna lay back. That's the first step. Okay, now if an adult wants to stand or hold their feet down, that will help, and then give a nice high 5 or high 10 when you come up. Okay, there's one. And if they need help, you can hold their hands to help them up. We're really just trying to get them used to that motion, so in a few years they'll be able to do it on their own. Okay, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5. Good job. Okay, and let's flip it over. Hands on the mat. So push-up position, okay, we're gonna need to be nice and flat, and then our hands are gonna come across, and they're just gonna slap the top of the other hand, okay? There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if they can only do, 4 or 5, that's totally fine with me. All right. Okay, so next we'll do a little bit of jumping. For jumping, if you have a line, you got chalk to make a line, you can use a noodle, a rope, whatever you like. We just like to practice jumping over the line, okay? So get behind the line, make 2 fists, pump. So they can just start like this. This is just getting them used to pumping. Swing it back and forward, back and forward. It's kind of fun for them. Okay, if you have a partner in front of them, you can do fists like this, like up and down. So when I go up, the other person goes down, and we hit fists. Okay, and that can really work on their pumping. Okay, make sure they do a deep knee bend when they do it now. Okay, it's kind of like this. Now when they swing up is when we're going to want them to jump. Okay, so students, if you're watching, when you swing up, this is when you want to jump. All right, ready and jump. Good job. And turn around. Deep knee bend, swing the arms, and jump. Good job. Okay, everybody, we're gonna do another one. Bend the knees, swing those arms, and jump. Good. All right, now we can do a leap. So I want you to step back, and if you need to make a little higher, like if you want to use a ball to jump over or a backpack or something, depending on which kiddo's doing this, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run and I'm gonna leap right over that noodle. Okay, I'll move the noodle back so you can see it better. All right. You might need to hold their hand for this, or you can let them go. Ready? Run and leap. All right. And we work on this when we go to the Special Olympics. We work on this before so we get ready for the long jump, okay? And that's a fun one where they get to run into sand. So if you have a sandbox at home, or if you go to the park, you can practice running up to where the sand meets the grass or the concrete, and you can practice leaping, okay? And that's a good way for them to practice their Special Olympics, which unfortunately was canceled this year, but we'll practice for next year, okay? All right, same thing, run and leap. Good, and if they can land on 2 feet for the long jump, that's even better, okay? If we were hurdle jumping, we would do land on 1 foot, okay? If we're just doing 1 long jump, we'll land on 2 feet. But it really doesn't matter at this point. We just want to practice leaping, okay? Run and leap. Okay. Good job, everybody. High five. All righty. So now we can bring Mr. I forget what we called him last time. On here it says D-Man, so we'll call him the D-Man. It says skills of D-Man. Okay, so here's the guy right here. Okay, and I'm gonna practice my frisbee tossing, okay? So here's my frisbee. I'm gonna put my finger, and it doesn't matter if it's up or down for this. I think I'm gonna use the plate up like this. Index finger is gonna go around the ridge, okay? My thumb's gonna go on top, and my other 3 fingers are gonna go below, okay? Just like that. Now, remember for this, we're gonna bring it across our bodies, okay? So for throwing, we usually step with the opposite foot, bring it to our ear and throw. For this one, we bring it across our body and we step with the same foot. So that makes it a little tricky, okay? So practice stepping with the correct foot and practice holding the frisbee correctly. Step with the same foot across your body And when you release it, for the first few times, probably they're just going to release the ball or release the frisbee. But once you get some practice, you want to release it and point to where your target is after you release it. And that way you don't release it over here across your body and it's going to go the wrong way. Okay, so I'll show you. Cross my body and point. Okay. And remember, practice throwing. I'll talk about catching a frisbee after this. Step with the same foot, across your body and point. Okay, trying to throw it right to the chest, across the body, step and point. All right. Retrieve my frisbee. And you guys can do this about 10 times. Across the body, step and point. Across the body, step and point. Across the body, step and point. All right, very good. Now, you guys can also practice catching, okay? So for this, you'll have an adult throwing it to you. So remember, same concept of throwing. Keep it nice and easy. Point to the target. Now for catching, there's 2 ways to catch. There's alligator, okay? And we practice alligator with all the students. There's also crab, okay? And this one's a little harder. So here's a little crab pinchers. Here's the alligator. So maybe do 5 alligator, okay, catches. They can be really close. You could even toss it just a foot in front of you for the kiddo to catch, okay? And throw it up and catch. And they could even throw it up to themselves and catch it to practice, okay? There's a lot of different ways to practice. Now the pincher, after you do that 5 or 10 times, they can practice pinchers. And what I like to do to practice it is go back and forth with the frisbee, okay? Back and forth. And that way you're practicing your pinchers. Okay, if you make it hard, you can throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Okay, and then if you have a partner to toss to, toss it back and forth and just play a game of toss. Catch pinchers or catch alligator. Okay, so you guys can do that for about 5 minutes or so. Alrighty, and the last thing we're gonna do as far as ball skills are gonna be the beanbag toss, okay? So if you guys have bean bags at home, that's great. If not, you can make your own bag. Okay, what I'm gonna use is a hula hoop, and that's gonna be my target. Okay, so here's my target. Right here, it's a hula hoop on the ground. And then I can mark my throwing spot by the noodle I have right here. Okay, so I have a noodle on the ground, and I have hula hoop right there, and if whoever's participating needs it to be closer, that's fine too. But this is great for practicing target tossing, okay? So let me see if I can move so it can be seen. Okay, so hold your beanbag, okay? And it's gonna be a nice light toss. The real thing you want to practice is stepping with the opposite foot. That's the big thing we're practicing for all throwing except for frisbee throwing, okay? So if it's a ball, if it's a little ball, big ball, beanbag, whatever, we're always stepping with the opposite foot. And that lets us get that torque in our body when we're throwing overhand to give it some velocity, okay? But for this, obviously we don't need it, but it's just good practice to step with the opposite foot, okay? And not to step over the line either. So I'm gonna step, swing back, and toss. And that's 1 point because I made it in, okay? And remember, successful attempts is always good. So start really close, let them be successful, kiddos be successful, and then back it up, back it up, back it up until it's, maybe they're making it 50% of the time or so. But you don't want it to be so far back where they're not making any points, okay? Because that's not gonna be fun. So step with the opposite foot, bring it back and toss. Okay, there's 2 points. Bring it back and toss. There's 3 points. Okay, so I am actually going to move this hula hoop up farther. Okay, so that way it's going to be a little more difficult for me. Alrighty, so you guys can keep practicing at home while I practice. Here we go. Step, swing, toss. Oh, almost. Step, swing, toss. Ah, not quite. Step, swing, toss. There's one. So I made 1 point on that attempt. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna back it up a little bit more. You guys can do another one as well. All right, here I go. And step, swing, toss. Oh, step, swing, toss. Step, swing, toss. All right, I'll show you guys mine. You guys can show yours. So there's 0, there's 1, and 0. So that is 3 points. Now what you can do, if that's a little boring, you can add more hula hoops. Okay, you can make a close hula hoop, a far hula hoop, and a middle hula hoop, or however you want to do it. Okay, so you guys can add more hula hoops. You can add more circles with chalk, or however, whatever your target is, you guys can add more of them. Makes the game more fun. Okay, and I know Zoom meetings and YouTube videos, they get old and repetitive. So any way to make things a little more fun definitely will help, because I know it's not the same as having a bunch of students interacting with each other. It can get definitely boring, but make it as fun as we can. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna practice some balancing, okay, some stretching, and then we'll be done. So I like to use a noodle for this kind of stuff, because that allows the adult or the person helping to hold on to. That way, you know, they're a little more successful. You know what kind of physical prompts they need. So I always like to use noodles for balancing activities, you know, jumping activities, all sorts of stuff, stretching as well. It just gives them something to hold on to instead of fidgeting around, right? Gives them something to focus on. Okay, so for balancing, hold it out and bring one foot up. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, now it's the hard part. Close your eyes. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, taking that sense away is tough. All right, ready? Here we go. Eyes open, switch feet, ready, go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. And close your eyes. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Whew, touched the ground about twice on that. What about you guys? How'd you do? Was it thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down? Maybe something like this for me. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so let's do some stretching. And remember, at home, if you want to pause this and ask the student what kind of stretches they know, if they don't know any, and some students watching this haven't learned many, that's totally fine, okay? So just follow the video. But we always want to be active participants, so you can always pause the video, ask what stretches do you know? Do you know this one? Do you know that one? Okay, so you don't have to follow the video precisely. Okay, so a good stretch I like to do is just kind of a side to the side. Okay, stretching all this kind of body parts right here on your obliques to the side. Okay, you can lean back and then go down, touch the toes. Okay, I can't touch my toes, I'm not super flexible, so I like to use my noodle to be successful in touching my toes. And you guys can hold it for anywhere between 7 and 10 seconds. All right, and I'll put the noodle down, and I can do some big arm circles. These are ones you can do before or after, okay? Because for throwing, this is a good little warm-up. Static stretching is more at the end. You can also roll your ankles. There's been a lot of different research on whether it's better to stretch before or after. Okay, and research I read, it's better to stretch afterwards because it really relaxes your muscles. And obviously, if you're doing some kind of activity, you don't want your muscles sleeping or relaxed. You want them firing and moving. That's why dynamic warm-ups, the jogging, the high knees, the skipping, that's good for the beginning of class. And then that static stretching, something like this, that's good for the end of class. And I'm sure research will come out and maybe say something different, but that's what we've been doing in our routine. So flamingo, and switch. Okay, and then maybe the last one, Cross your body here. And cross your body here. All right, excellent job, everybody. I will see you next week. If some of you want to join Zooms, just let me know. If not, we'll keep sending out the YouTube videos, okay? Good job, everybody. Thanks.